And the other place where this really is developing a strong insight is in cancer. So it turns out that uric acid is being recognized, and obesity is being recognized as being associated with cancers too. And although we think of metabolic syndrome as the main association of uric acid and of obesity, people with obesity have an increased risk for breast cancer and pancreatic cancer and colon cancer. And it's been a mystery why that is. And it turns out that it may not be causing the cancer, but there's more and more data that the uric acid may help drive the cancer growth. And the way it drives cancer growth is as follows, what we think, and that is it's through this hypoxic mechanism. So what happens is a cancer cell, when it metastasizes, when it spreads to another organ, it initially gets there, it doesn't have a blood supply. And so it actually is kind of living in a low oxygen setting until it grows enough to actually get adequate blood vessels, and it will stimulate its own blood vessels to form to feed it. But for quite a bit of time, these cancer cells are living in a low oxygen condition. And it was known for a while that this occurs, and they call it the Warburg effect, because what happens is these cancer cells have to live on glycolytic metabolism primarily. A lot of it is through glycolysis, where they're making their ATP through a mechanism that doesn't require oxygen. And when you make ATP through the mitochondria, you need oxygen, but when you make it through glycolysis, you don't. And so to survive, they have to live in this kind of Warburg effect where they're living more on glycolysis. So guess what fuel is the best fuel for driving a shift from mitochondria to glycolysis? It's fructose. And so some beautiful work by Lewis Cantley and others have shown that that high fructose corn syrup and fructose are fuels for cancer cells. And a lot of cancer cells prefer fructose over other fuels. So liver cancer and colon cancer. And in fact, there's some papers that suggest that just restricting sugar and restricting fructose might be a treatment, might be a supplemental treatment for treating like colon cancer, metastases to the liver, and things like that. And so we actually have done some studies on this. We just published a paper where the uricase mutation, remember that uricase, that we lack uricase, so we have higher uric acids. So we took mice and we knocked out their uricase, or we inhibited it both ways. And when we give them a cancer that metastasizes much, much faster in the setting of a high uric acid and an absence of uricase. So the uric acid goes up, so they kind of become humanized. And now the cancer can spread easier. And we think it's because of this pathway where uric acid is reducing the mitochondrial function, kind of stimulating glycolysis and setting up an environment where the cancer cell likes.